Now on Talking Solutions, we've got Caitlin Shea in, the Executive Director of Homemade of Southern Nevada. Welcome, Caitlin.
Good morning.
Also with us, Rebecca Keenan. Rebecca, you're with the Nevada Subcontractors Association.
Yes, that is correct.
What's your role with them?
So I am the Executive Director for Nevada Subcontractors Association, which I love to refer to as the NSA. Okay. Gets me through on the phone.
I know, people go, wait a minute.
We are a nonprofit advocacy group that works on behalf of trade contractors here in the entire state of Nevada. Started in 1999 to reform a construction defect law. We were able to do that this past session in 2015. We reformed that with AB 125. But as we've gone through this process of reforming this law, we've become a full-fledged trade association. So we have an educational series and seminars for all of our trade contractors. And we do a lot of community outreach, which is why we are here today, because we are with one of our favorite partners, Homemade of Southern Nevada, for our upcoming Target Homelessness event in March of 2017.
I know we're a little bit early on that, but there is a reason why we're doing this early. I think it's exciting, too, with the Nevada Subcontractors Association, or NSA, as you like to refer to it. You guys have got to be busy again after our downturn in 2008. It's so great to see all of the construction.
Absolutely, and that's the best part about it. So the NSA has 144 member companies, and that ranges from every trade. So we've got electricians, roofers, masonry, landscaping, all the way to the suppliers and vendors that support the materials for all of those projects. And now that business is booming again, we have a new problem, which I love to tell all of my business owners is a good problem to have, is that we actually have a labor shortage. So if anybody is interested in a job in the construction industry, jobs are here and now, and we have plenty of members that are ready to hire people even without experience, and they'll train on site. Ooh. So we are definitely picking up. Business is picking up, and that's both residential and commercial construction. Again, multi-trade. People can go to NevadaSubcontractors.com. We have a job posting website through the NSA's website. There are links to our member-specific opportunities that are available.
I love sharing good news. Of course, like always, the links for all of the sites will be available on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with the podcast of our discussion today. Caitlin, what is this deal with Homemade of Southern Nevada? I'm just excited. I have two women who are executive directors sitting across from me today.
Well, Homemade started back in the late 80s in California. The home builders and the trades and the suppliers said, we're sick of writing checks and we want to give back in a way that is more impactful and meaningful in our local communities. And so Homemade was birthed from this. And what we do is we build and renovate shelters and facilities for the homeless. And what's really neat and why our partnership with the Nevada Subcontractors Association is so wonderful is because between the builders and the trades and the suppliers, when we go in and do a shelter build, it is done with gifts of time and labor and materials. And we're really, really proud with Homemade Southern Nevada because we have an over 70% in-kind donation rate on our projects. So these projects range from anything that's just like a flooring replacement for $8,000 all the way up to $500,000 building ground up and renovating. So it's really neat. We've been very fortunate here in Southern Nevada. Our chapter started in 2004. It was a very grassroots effort. Really didn't have the support that we do now from the building industry. And we were very lucky in 2014 to be adopted as the formal charity for the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association. So it's this really neat marriage of the builders and the trades and the suppliers and community members coming together to help the homeless and really be that critical piece, which is housing. If you don't have a place to stay to get on your feet, you really can't get the other pieces in place. So it's been really great finishing out our third year under the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association, and events like this Target Homelessness sporting clay shoot, all of the proceeds go to help us essentially get back in there and build more shelters and facilities, renovate, do outreach projects. And the NSA has been a tremendous partner in that effort. Their trade partners do 90% of the work that we're doing. It's really incredible.
It's an exciting thing to hear about.
Yeah.
I know by having a lot of these subcontractors and construction people involved in Homemade, they're actually putting their time and effort and their sweat labor into helping make it happen. But you're talking about the Target Homelessness clay shoot also coming up in the future.
Yeah.
And the dollars that you raise through that charity effort are going to help you also fund, right?
Yeah. What's really neat, when I started with Homemade back in 2014, I kind of laughed because, you always have your mission statement and you're like, okay, that's what we do. It's really great. But, ours is building new lives for the homeless in Southern Nevada. And when you think about building, you do think of, creating a space for people to be safe, that's clean and dignified. But you also think of building futures, I think. And, with this event, we're going out, we're doing something fun. A lot of our trade partners, our builders, our suppliers, our community members come out to this event. We've actually gotten to the point where we oversell the event.
We have. have. We sold out last year.
Yeah, it was incredible. But the dollars we're raising, we like to have fun. We like to do something that's engaging. A lot of our guys like to shoot. They're very active in the hunting season and things like that. So this event, it's just a nice way to do something fun, to bring more awareness, but also as a small thank you. Say like, thank you for building the shelters, but also, thanks for coming and having some fun with us too.
Good time, fun day, raises money for a great cause. I don't see any downside here. The Clay Target shoot for Project Homelessness is not until March of 2017, so it's a few months off.
Yeah, we, as many organizations in town, the holidays are a great time to be thankful for what we have and to give back to those who do not have what we do. And so November is actually Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Month. We have these fancy purple ribbons on. It's a great time for us to talk about the issue of homelessness. For those who are not aware, there are over 34,000 homeless men, women, and children in Southern Nevada alone. It's a huge statistic. I don't think that people realize the impact that our economic downturn and extreme illness and job loss, and even thinking about our election and all of the things that are so critical to a community's success, to the people in our community and their success as well. It's tremendous. And what's incredible is I grew up here in Southern Nevada, and we have an incredibly generous community. We have people that are willing to give, but I think the key is making sure that people know the statistics and know that this is an issue and really push it out there. One of the most awesome parts of Homemade is that we are a partner-centric organization. So when we pick up these projects and we agree to do them, we work with Catholic Charities, we work with Women's Development Center, Project 150, Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. We're working with agencies to do these projects for them, to make sure that they save their dollars for the case management and the food and the clothing and the things that are going to really long-term keep these people sustained and getting back on their feet.
I agree with you, Caitlin, that Southern Nevada is such a giving place.
Incredible community.
People look under the surface. That's why we call this show Talking Solutions, because I believe understanding creates empathy. And when we all work together, we can actually make a huge difference.
Totally agree with you.
So the Clay Target shoot isn't until March, but like I was saying, during the holidays, as you so correctly identified, it's a great time to talk about all of our blessings. And at this point, Homemade and the NSA, at this stage of the game, you are looking for partners for the Clay shoot? People step up and say, hey, we want to be a sponsor.
We want to give you some amazing money to build shelters and facilities for the homeless. Yes, during this month, we're really trying to promote and push getting some great sponsors for this event. We have some really wonderful opportunities that range a wide scale of donations, and even signing your team up and coming out and shooting with us. It's a tremendous day. Like Rebecca said, we've essentially been very fortunate to sell this event out the last 2 years.
Absolutely. In regards to sponsorship, there's 14 different sponsorship categories that range from $200 all the way to $10,000 if you want to be the presenting sponsor. So there's so many different opportunities within those packages. And some of those packages even come with a team of 4. So whether you're coming out to shoot, whether you just want to financially support, if you're maybe not an avid shooter or hunter and it's not your scene and you prefer a golf tournament, we have those too. But if you prefer something like that, but you want to even just come out and have lunch with us, you're more than welcome to. We definitely, like Caitlin said, we really just want people to be aware of the statistics of the homelessness issue here in our community.
And we do this at the Pro Gun Club. This will be our 4th year partnering with them. They're out in Boulder City. We're so grateful to Gary and Liz and their team. They have totally opened their arms to us and embraced this event. And every year it keeps getting bigger. We're like, are you sure we can invite 20 more people? And they're like, you bring them. Like, this is great. It's for charity. And that's that attitude and mentality, I think, that really is present here in Southern Nevada, is just people working together for a good cause to help others. It's one of my most favorite events we do all year.
Well, I can tell the enthusiasm. I love the passion in studio with us right now. We've got Caitlin Shea, Executive Director of Homemade of Southern Nevada. Also, Rebecca Keenan, Executive Director, Nevada Subcontractors Association, or like you say, I like your shortcut, NSA.
We're the NSA.
Perks people's ears right up. We're a few months in front of the actual event in March, but this is the point where sponsors are getting involved.
Yes.
So you would wish that they would step forward and go ahead and move with this?
Absolutely. Since this event has kind of evolved, our partnership, this is going into our 3rd year together doing this event. We started sending our information out earlier and earlier because the guys and girls that are involved in our trade companies and our builders, they keep asking us, they're like, when's the event? When is the next event going to be taking place? So we actually sold out our first 10 teams, which is incredible. We did that well before November 1st. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it was middle of October. Even before we hit Halloween, we sent save the dates out with a promo code to the teams that participated earlier this year. And within 2 2 weeks, we were sold out of the first 10 teams. It was great.
But you can sign up now all the way up until that last week in February, right before the event. We really like to get people signed up at least a week before because there's golf carts and we got to make sure there's guns that people, if they need to rent. We have swag bags. We have a lunch, a really, really amazing gourmet barbecue lunch. We've got amazing raffle prizes. And then obviously getting to go out on the course and shoot the little flying birds. I always compare it to Nintendo because that's the closest I've ever gotten to shooting a clay. But it's really fun too because not only do the guys and girls get out there and get to shoot and have a really fun day off essentially, but they also get to connect with the builders and the suppliers and the trades that they work with and they maybe don't see every day. So they may have worked together a year ago and now they're just getting together to see each other and catch up. And it's really neat to see the camaraderie in this amazing home building industry. I mean, these men and women, they give so much and they care so much. And I think that's one of the things for us. It's just a joy to do this event because it's just a very small way to say thank you and really raise that continued awareness for the great work that they're doing to help the issue of homelessness.
Well, you're talking about it being a small way, and I see it as a really big way of helping with a really big problem, that being homelessness here in Southern Nevada. You said 34,000?
Yeah, so every January we do what's called a census.
Right.
And it's completely volunteer driven, which is incredible if you think about, again, this community that we live in. But people go out and they go into the shelters and they go out onto the streets and we get what we call a point in time count. And what that is, it's a very, very rough, because there's some people that you're never maybe going to find or see, but they get a rough count of how many people are actually considered homeless in our community. That means living on the streets, long-term shelter, short-term shelter, emergency overnight shelters. And what that number does is really gives us as partners working in the field of ending homelessness and ending hunger and really helping to support the case management aspects. It gives us an idea of how many people we're really trying to impact. Of that 34,000, 792 are homeless veterans. And I can't think of a more critical stat. These men and women have served this country very bravely, and they come home and they don't have family and they don't have people to support them. And as a community, that's our job. We are one big family, 3,000 homeless high school students, 9 through 12. Children and young people who are just trying to get through school, maybe go to college, maybe get a job, a trade, something. It's affecting people that are just like you and I, Terry. They are mothers and daughters. They are friends. They're your neighbors. They're people who have truly fallen victim to illness and job loss, and children, quite frankly, that just, they don't have a choice. They were brought here and now they're just trying to do their best. So it's really, for us with Homemade, it's really humanizing this issue. It is not a drunk bum on the side of the road with a sign asking for a beer. It is genuinely people who critically need help and who want the help and who want to get on their feet and be productive members of our community.
And I think if anybody realized how big a portion of our population is living from paycheck to paycheck, when something comes and knocks you down, you can slip through the cracks.
There was a statistic I read at the beginning of this year. It said 90% of Americans are one paycheck away from being homeless. If that doesn't say it all, we are a country of people working really hard, but a lot of times you're working hard to just keep your head above water. That is scary, and that's something that you can't do by yourself. As a community, we have to step up and we have to help each other. And again, just like the home building industry that Rebecca and I are so fortunate to be a part of, we all can do our part to make it better. And you never know when you would need those services. I always think to myself when we go visit these shelters, when we're talking to these amazing people with these stories of resilience and overcoming tremendous obstacles, you think to yourself, what would I do if it was me? And, I think that's the other piece of it, is really letting people know there's so many amazing agencies. I think there's over 50 agencies in town serving the homeless in some capacity. Incredible.
And if we have the ability, and we are so blessed, we should pay it forward, because you never know when you might need some help on the other side.
Yep.
Caitlin and Rebecca, we always ask as part of Talking Solutions, what can we do to help you?
Oh my gosh. I'm like, there's about 5,000.
Our brains are now just running wild with all the ways that you can help. I know for me, as part of the Nevada Subcontractors Association, one of our key responsibilities in partnering with associations like Homemade of Southern Nevada is really serving as the labor force, the supplier force behind. So I would ask anybody who, whether they work in the construction industry as a general laborer and they're listening to this, or if they're an owner of some sort of trade-specific company or a supplier, reach out to either myself or to Caitlin, and we would be happy to connect you to not only learn about how you can participate in Target Homelessness, but the other ways that you can maybe get involved whether it's donating your time, donating labor, donating materials to some of these projects that help build shelters for the homeless families here in Southern Nevada.
And as we mentioned a few minutes ago, we will have links for everyone to get in touch, find out more, and also a podcast of today's discussion on our Talking Solutions Facebook page.
And I think one of the things that people forget is the most valuable thing that they bring to the table when it's helping these organizations. It's their time. I cannot tell you how many of these agencies just need some hands-on, help us count the food, help us sort it out, help us take these clothing donations and get them ready to go to a family. You know, there's so many ways. If you have clothes that you're not using at your house, shoes, we're getting into the winter season, coats, donating those to amazing agencies in town that will freely and gladly give them away to someone who needs them. Donating food. But again, your time, I cannot stress the importance of people's time. Rebecca just touched on how that time impacts us. We have been so truly blessed by the builders and the trades and the suppliers who give very selflessly of their time. When they're busy building beautiful new homes for people, they're still helping us and they're helping the less fortunate. But get online, I mean, if you just type in homelessness volunteering in Southern Nevada, you will not believe what will pop up. Especially in the holiday time, they're serving meals. If you're the type of person that likes to see and touch and feel and have that real experience, you know, you can go down and serve a meal for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. Every Monday night, most of these places have an open dinner where people can come and serve. And I think that your time is really the most precious gift you're going to give.
You don't know how valuable your time really is.
Truly.
So our timeline right now for companies perhaps to get involved with sponsorship opportunities, of which there are many.
Yes.
For the 4th annual Target Homelessness Sporting Clay Shootout, Friday, March 3rd, 2017, at the Pro Gun Club in Boulder City. But just because it's off a few months in the distance doesn't mean you don't want to take action now. If you'd like to be a sponsor, you'd get all of the love shown back in return.
Yes, you
because as a sponsor in whatever capacity, from $200 up to $10,000 for a title sponsorship, the sooner you get your name on that, the more we're going to be able to show love back to you for being part of this event. And it sounds like also for the clay shoot itself on March 3rd, this is now coming up on the 4th annual, must have been a heck of an event because people are jumping up going, when's it coming back? And booking their day, their foursome as quickly as they can because it's a great event.
It is, and we really anticipate to sell out well before the deadline of February 17th for team registrations. And when I say we're hopeful, we know it's going to happen, that probably sometime after Christmas holiday season, we will be sold out of teams. So definitely, if you plan to participate in that fashion with the team, jump on that right away. We couldn't do this without our fantastic committee that gets together on a monthly basis to help Caitlin and I with all the logistics of this event. And so we are going to be prepping our swag bags. We're going to be prepping t-shirts. We're going to be prepping prizes and raffles and all these great things. So I definitely encourage those that wish to participate to jump on the chance and sign up as early as possible.
I love the name. It's what it's all about. Target Homelessness.
Yes.
Obviously a big problem for so many people here in Southern Nevada, not just kids and families, but also vets who have come back from service. We owe them everything. And for all of these people who are suffering through homelessness for whatever reason, as a community, we've got to wrap our arms around them and take care of them. And this is a great way to do it. Am I forgetting anything, Caitlin?
No, we're just so grateful for the partnership with you guys to spread the word about what we're doing. And we're really looking forward to, and we're very excited about getting more of the community engaged. It's a lot of fun with our builders and trades and suppliers, but nothing is more incredible than seeing the general community come together and come out to these events and really get in there and get involved with us. Again, in this season of thankfulness, we are thankful to Southern Nevada. We're thankful to the Nevada Subcontractors Association and the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association for everything that they do to make sure that these projects happen and that we're able to build these new lives for the homeless.
Boy, the positive splashback you get by giving and volunteering for things like this is amazing. And I'm sure that you've experienced people who have come forward in the past, had a good experience, and they're right there at the front of the line the next time you have it coming around.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate. And it's kind of funny with the builders and the trades because when people think of this industry, they think of really burly, rough and tough men and maybe women. There are quite a few women in the construction industry, proudly
Good to know.
But what's really neat is to see these people who are running businesses who have been very successful here. They've survived the economic downturn and they're still here building these beautiful new homes for people. But to see them go into the shelters, to see them realize who these projects are affecting, It's truly remarkable, truly humbling, because I think in our day-to-day grind, we forget about humanity. We forget that we're all people. We all just want to have a good life and be happy and healthy and have the things that we need, which are food, clothing, and shelter. And to see people really put that together and connect that and say, this could be my child, or this could be my dad, this could be my uncle who served overseas. It's very humbling. That's the only word I can think of. And it's really, really a privilege to be a part of an organization and a community that understands the urgency and is so willing to step up every time we ask.
Everyone deserves a home.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
Target Homelessness 2017 is going to conclude at least this phase of it with the Sporting Clay Shootout in Boulder City at the Pro Gun Club, Friday, March 3rd, 2017. So that's in the offing, but it's time to register, time to get those sponsorships in, time to get involved with Homemade of Southern Nevada. I love your enthusiasm. How could this not be a success with you ladies working in such a front role? We got everything?
Yeah. I think so.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you having us today.
Caitlin Shea, Executive Director of Homemade of Southern Nevada. Also, Rebecca Keenan, Executive Director of the Nevada Subcontractors Association. So glad to have you in for Talking Solutions.